beginning this season, I know you probably don't want to go into last season, but there are lessons that I think that you've talked about, that you've learned, things that you've talked about reflecting on over the summer. So can you kind of talk about some of those things that you're looking to apply to this team?
Yeah, I mean, I just think all that, I've always thought and believed about the game has just been reinforced, and we're looking forward to getting to work. Every team's its own entity, so every team has different needs. I've said last week, this team, we'll have to play a little bit differently on both sides of the ball than we have. Not enormously differently, but we'll have to do little things here and there. And then, our focus over the next couple of weeks is just getting ready to play with the right effort and togetherness, and that's it. I think that at the end of the day, that will give us a chance to be the best version of ourselves. And obviously, at the end of the season, that's what you want to be able to point to. I like this team. I like their work ethic. They've done a great job of earning the right to practice well, to start a season well, but there's a lot of things ahead, and we're looking forward to getting started.
Hi, Brad.
Hi.
With Kanter, you've got a guy who's known for a real traditional post game. I mean, how much does that change things for you offensively?
Well, I mean, I think it's, we're going to throw him the ball in the post at times. He's going to roll to the rim. He's going to seal. And he's going to rebound. And then he's a capable guy stretching the floor, but we're going to let him soar with those other strengths first and foremost, and utilize that as only we need in a time where we want to drag a big out away from the basket. I think that ultimately we're going to ask him to do a lot. We've got a lot of questions to be answered at that spot over the next few weeks, months, and this season. And I think he obviously brings a lot to the table that can make us better. His ability to rebound is unique, and so we want him in and around that basket as much as possible. And at the same time, I just think he's a guy that will be able to play in some of our handoff and screen and pop actions and those type of things.
Any other questions?
Oh, Gary, we were so close, Gary. Man.
In terms of Jalen and Jason, both of them kind of had their stumbles during last year. How do you approach those two as a duo? It seems like their improvement, or they're taking a step forward, is a very key point of this team. How do you approach those guys when the pressure is increased?
Well, the reason the pressure is increased for them is because they set a bar so high early on, right? I mean, I think very rarely as you go through the playoffs in the last 2 or 3 years do you see rookies making impact at the level that Jalen and Jason did, second-year players making impact at the level that Jalen and Jason did. They're just really good players with bright futures. My deal is that just continue to grow and get better. Everything else will take care of itself. And I've saw a lot of good growth from both those guys, not only in the summer in their work, but then also in playing with Team USA. I thought it was unfortunate. I saw you the day Jason got hurt. It was unfortunate because I think he was by far playing the best he had played with that group. I thought the practices I was at, he played awfully well. I thought Jalen really came on as that tournament went on and played a bunch of different positions and got totally new experiences. And they are still on a great upward trend, and that's exciting. And they're young, but we're going to throw a lot at them as we have each of the past 2 years, and I think they'll have good years.
Brad, you talked about playing differently. It seems like some of the new additions aren't plus defenders. How do you adjust what's been a defense-first mentality here to accommodate some guys that may have not hung their hats on their defense?
Well, I mean, if you want to win at the highest level in this league, and I actually will show these guys a slide that says this, you better be in the You better be one of the best defensive teams, and you better be one of the best offensive teams. I mean, there's really, right, at the end of the day, there's two sides of the ball. You better play them well, and you better do it consistently. We've been lucky because over the last 5 years or so, we've been one of the better ones on defense, but it's taken a lot of commitment from a lot of guys, and it still hasn't been as consistent as maybe you'd like. And then on offense, if you don't stay up with the game and are able to attack the way you want to attack, then that'll get exposed too. But this team, we will make sure it's an emphasis from day one that we're the best version of ourselves defensively, and we do have, I think, some lineups, especially that we'll be able to go to with the right effort and focus that could be awfully good defensively, and so that'll be part of piecing a team together.